Hello everyone, and welcome back to the 101 Dalmatians challenge here in The Sims 3 with all expansion packs and quite a bit of custom content. And we are back on the ranch with the Radcliffe Dearly family, and they are currently in mourning because their younger sister Lyra, their half-alien sister, has been literally abducted by her alien space mother. And everyone's still very bitter about that. Terry is taking it out on the sprinkler that you can see over there. Emma is devastated because her half-sister, her sister of her heart, her 100% sister, who she was closest to, has been taken away from her. She has nobody to play like seesaw with anymore. She still wants to pillow fight with Lyra and she can't. And I just want to cry about it. And yes, I am very upset that this has happened, you guys. A lot of you guys were very angry that I didn't let there be 12 more hours to try to complete the challenge. But I think the game throwing Suas at us like that was just such a shock and such a surprise that it works out pretty well for the story and the plot and the sheer drama of all of it. And it does open us up to being able to start a special side series with Lyra and doing what we can to show how she is going to fight from Lunar Lakes and make her way back to Earth, back to her family, and what kind of adventures and lessons and lifestyles that she might take on while she's there. So we'll have a side story at Lunar Lakes with Lyra in the future after season 2 ends. We might do like a little arc over there and just see if we can progress her enough to get her back, and we'll have to see how that works out. So yeah, poor Emma. I'm so sad for Emma. She's just playing by herself in her PJs right now, and then Tisha's just over here kind of losing herself and studying all sorts of cooking recipes. She's still not feeling well. She feels like this is to some extent her fault because she is so unlucky in life, and she just can't understand the justice in the fact that her mother is pregnant yet again. Alicia is pregnant. She is going to have another baby. So Lyra is going to have another sibling. Or not Lyra, excuse me. I'm so sad about Lyra. So Tisha is going to have another half sibling, and she's just trying to understand what has happened to the poor Radcliffe Dearly family, who has always gone out of their way to take good care of her, to treat her right. Why are they on the receiving end of this much sorrow? And Terry, today he wants to kind of focus on upgrading the sprinklers because he really wants something to hit with a hammer for a while. So at least that is going pretty well. Oh, and Tobias needs some attention. So that means that Meredith is going to be coming in immediately. She takes very good care of Tobias. So let's go ahead and pick Tobias up. No idea where Aaron is wandering around, but Meredith is going to be having a lot of thoughts about the fact that, they just came. Someone just came and took Lyra. Someone just came and took one of her siblings. And even though she wasn't super close to Lyra, even though she's not super close to anyone in the family but Tobias, she still cannot ignore the fact. Sorry, little guy. Oh, no, wait, he needs to use the potty chair. Yes, come use the potty chair. Both of you, use the potty. I thought he already had messed his diaper, but we still have time. Go on your little toddler legs, Tobias. Go, you've got this. But Meredith is kind of having some very deep thoughts. There you go, Terry. Oh, and he improved his skill to level 5. Sweet. And I'm also going to have him work on more sprinklers, because there's plenty of sprinklers where that came from. Trust me, I just have to dig them out of the bushes. Aha, there's another one. Upgrade to auto water. And turn this thing on for a second. And now turn it off for a second, because it will have watered enough. And then, yeah, he's going to spend the day kind of upgrading the sprinklers. And at some point, when Nissa, wake up. When Nissa is ready, we will be training her and maybe even getting her pregnant with puppies so that we can welcome our first litter of alien space dogs. And a few of you guys were wondering, why is Nissa still here if she was Lyra's dog? And the fact of the matter is that Roger and Anita actually put a down payment down for a genetically modified dog as part of their business model a long time ago with Suas. And so Nissa was just the dog that was delivered by Suas, and while Lyra still lived here, then it made sense to kind of, space dog, half alien space child, let Nissa be Lyra's dog. Well, when Lyra got taken away, the thing is the Radcliffe Dearly family do own Nissa, so that's why Nissa was left behind. But we will actually be, we'll be looking into things, because don't forget that there is Lyra's grandmother who has interacted with the family and who has been here. And I think Lyra's grandmother is going to have a lot of influence in our Lunar Lake side story. And I think she might swing by to snag a certain puppy from Nissa in the future. And it might be one of the ones to purchase a dog on the alien space market from the Radcliffe Dearly family and sneak it over to Lyra. So we'll have to see. Alternatively, we can have one of the dogs like Aurora or some of the others who didn't win the voting when we voted on which space dog to bring into the family. We could have one of those dogs go and become Lyra's dog, but I think it would be very fitting if maybe Nissa's puppy could become Lyra's dog. So we'll be looking into that in the future too. And we also have the problem of, to keep funds coming in for the Radcliffe Dearly family, if we want to sell the Tiberium, which we do have a few pieces of, then what we need to do is we need to become friends with a new alien. Now, Terry no longer wants to become friends with Suas. That's out the window with the fact that she abducted his little sister. So out the window there. But he can become friends with Zolanda and open up a new line of trade with Zolanda. So hopefully he'll be able to start selling the dogs to Zolanda, and like we've said in the past, when we sell, in quotation marks, the dogs to Zolanda, then that is when we also sell the Tiberium, and we say the Tiberium is the cost of the dogs that is paid to us. So it's a little bit roundabout, but it all works out. No, we're not going to set a booby trap. Yes, you can upgrade 5 objects. That's a good thing for him to focus on today. And then, is everybody okay? Oh, look at this. Meredith is like just in here. Meredith, what are you doing? She makes no sense sometimes. She's playing soccer just by herself. And how's Tobias? Is Tobias doing okay? Tobias is kind of hungry. I think Meredith will go ahead and feed both of them. Put Tobias in the high chair. We'll have them feed. And then also, another one who's kind of feeling it deep right now is Andrea. Andrea is really she's a lot more sensitive than the family realizes, and her sister being abducted like this has kind of opened up everything that was covered up about Roger and Anita vanishing. It's not exactly something easy for children to forget that they were orphaned so suddenly and so mysteriously so long ago. There's not even any resolution about what happened to their parents. And Andrea, she actually rolled the want to get a part-time job. So I'm going to say that this has just made her go even deeper into herself and even deeper into wanting to do research into what she can paint. She wants to start painting more. She wants to lose herself in the emotions of her artwork. And so we're going to have her go, and we're going to have her become a painter, like a part-time or like a professional painter, stay-at-home painter, whatever that job is called, over at Town Hall. When she's done with this, we'll send her over there. And so we'll let her take that on, and she can start building up her painting career right now, when her emotions are at their most anguished. So, are one of these painted by Lyra? I wonder. We'll have to look over and we'll have to see if one of these are painted by Lyra, because I think that Andrea would keep it, because she remembers the days of escorting her younger sisters to the painting hall. And I think it'll be a little bit before she feels comfortable enough or miserable enough to take herself to the painting hall. And maybe this will be the time when we will start her painting lessons with Christina again, and she can start going for really devoted painting lessons with her teacher. And she can start trying to really, really learn a lot from her teacher again about how to transform these painful emotions she's feeling into art. And meanwhile, on the more practical side of things, Emma, and I think I'm actually going to have Emma go ahead and talk to Perdita. She's going to really form a bond, I think. So let me go ahead. Where is Perdita? There's Perdita. Perdita, hang on just a second, sweetie. I think Emma and Perdita... Oh my gosh. Pongo? Why? Pongo, you have clown disease. This is tragic, Pongo. No. The family can't accept any more tragedy, Pongo. He's got it. He's got clown disease, just like Rolly got it. I don't know what to do with him. Oh my gosh, Pongo, I'm going to send you way over into the field, and you can go over here, and we'll have to come up with some sort of cure for clown disease. There is another thing that has been tacked onto the Radcliffe Dearly adventures. I can't believe this. We'll look into that. Pongo has the same I ate a clown disease that Rolly did when he ate a circus clown, or whatever it is that causes this issue. Oh, that's such a break in hilarity amidst all this sadness. That is so the Radcliffe Dearly family in a nutshell. And it feels so weird for the family to start shrinking shrinking and getting smaller. So I definitely think that the teenagers are going to start aging up a little faster. We will probably be changing. In fact, I will change the ages right now. I had it set to super duper epic long, and I think I'll decrease it to just long. And then 18 days on you, 20 days on you, 27 days on you, 5 days until Emma's a teen, and then Tobias, 8 days. I think we'll adjust things a little bit because they probably need to grow up a little bit faster than that. At least Tobias does. But I don't know. We'll see. Because Meredith, I know, definitely is thinking about the fact, and I mentioned it to you guys earlier, but I got distracted with Nissa. But Meredith is thinking about the fact that someone just came and took her little sister. And she may have not been close to Lyra the way that she is just totally enamored, counts all the fingers and toes, and has taught Tobias pretty much everything that she is to Tobias. But still, that has shown her that someone can just walk into this house and walk out with one of the younger children, and there's nothing they can do about it. And I think that that is making Meredith really think very hard and very deeply about what she wants to do in life and how she wants to protect Tobias. So that really has deepened her motivations to potentially move away to the big city secretly and just head out, leave town, take Tobias, raise him in the big city while she's becoming a famous actress / director. So that may also be another 101 Dalmatians side story that we didn't expect coming up pretty soon. Curing clown disease may be what spurs Tisha to save an old elderly Pongo and start studying to become a veterinarian. So we may actually make it so Tisha will start learning. So look, she wants to talk to Pongo. I think she's aware that something seems weird with Pongo, but they're in the midst of mourning already. So clearly, I mean, no, it would be so sad if more bad things happen. Yes, please. It would be so sad if more bad things happen to the family, like their old dog getting some mysterious disease that made them have to let Rolly go in the past. So yeah, we're gonna have to see. I think Tisha may look into curing mysterious clown disease, and that may be what actually causes her. And we'll just have you eat some leftover crusty peanut butter and jelly. That may be what causes her to go and become a veterinarian. So I love how all the stories do come together. And Emma wants to eat some leftover mac and cheese, but I think, where is Perdita? Perdita, there you are, sweetie. But what we're really going to do is we are going to send Emma over, and Emma is going to bond with her mother's old dog, Perdita. And I think that we're going to have these two really become best friends. And Emma, when she becomes a teenager, is going to go and explore the world looking for any trace of Roger and Anita. That's actually what she is going to get from all of this. Play with toy, watch movie. She wants to watch a movie more than play with toy. And we'll leave that want for Lyra for just a little bit because I think it's really sad, but really, really important. Let's see. Can we do care? We'll brush her. And we're just going to talk to her for a long time. And just let Emma kind of have some time to talk to Perdita and sort of process everything that's been going on and have a new best friend in a very old dog. And Emma is going to react differently than everybody else in the family who is kind of withdrawn or wants to run away from this or wants to just sort of try to run away from the emotions through pouring themselves into work the way Terry and Andrea are. And I think Emma is just thinking that this is too many unresolved mysteries. She is very disciplined, so I think she can kind of hold herself in a place to think about the pain of where is everybody gone and why is this happening longer than a lot of our other family members. And then can we play with Perdita somehow? Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and have fun with Perdita for a second before we eat lunch. And then Nissa, what you doing? She's reacting to the upgraded object. Apparently she can do that. Okay. And Terry is just having the time of his life upgrading things right now. And then is little Tobias tired? He is. So we'll go ahead and put Tobias in the crib. Meredith is so aware of all of that. She's really, really, I think she's going to become even more defensive of Tobias. It's almost like there's factions starting to break apart from within the family. But yeah, Emma is just thinking that these are way too many unresolved mysteries about where family members have disappeared to and what's happening in the world with everybody missing. And she's going to hold herself in that disciplined place of being able to examine the tragedy a little bit closer and go, okay, Where did my mom and dad disappear to? How can I find what happened to them? I think a lot of the reason that some of the other Radcliffe Dearly children haven't tried harder to figure out what happened to Roger and Anita are because they think Roger and Anita aren't alive anymore. And it's almost like easier to just leave it at that than to have to find out the truth. You know what I mean? But I think Emma is the only one disciplined and of a gentle but firm heart enough that she's going to explore the world and try to figure out what happened to her parents. So that's going to come up too in between the seasons. And I think it's going to be very interesting. I don't know what kind of challenge I will give myself to see if Emma is able to find Roger and Anita. We may give ourselves a bit of a challenge on that. And it may be that they're never found. And it may be that we do find them. It may be that we actually have a chance where we find them, but they died. And okay, Nissa, I thought those were like teeth bobbing down here. It's just her collar. It freaked me out for a second. And we will train Nissa up, but I think Terry has to take his rage out today on the sprinklers. And yeah, so season 2 is going to end when Nissa has her puppies, and then we'll kind of dabble. We'll sort of see where we want to go. I might do a vote and we'll see where we want to go. Do we want to go to Lunar Lakes? Do we want to take Emma off into the world? Do we want to take Meredith off into the big city? I'm pretty sure that's what she's going to do. And then we'll kind of rotate between like their tales and adventures and what goes on the ranch, of course. So at some points we might even run them like side by side. So we'll have to see how that goes because I'm really looking forward to it. I never imagined we would have space dogs. I never imagined we would have a pet adoption center. I never imagined that things would become so complicated and so amazing with this series. I really love it. And it's been over a year. Can you believe that, you guys? Oh my gosh. All right, Terry. He's going to continue taking out his anger on the sprinklers. Tisha is really lost in her own world right now. She doesn't even want to budge. She is just busy reading Cooking Volume 2, Why You Need Baking Soda. And then, yeah, we'll just ignore that party. Eating crusty peanut butter and jelly. Where's Meredith? Meredith's actually doing her homework. I think she's beginning to start coming up with some theories about what she wants to do. And I'm actually going to go ahead and swap out training Rye for writing a novel. And, ooh, Andrea just finished that painting. And let's see. Oh, that's not what I thought it would be. But it's kind of adorable. It's kind of adorable. Oh, I kind of want to name it and keep it, but I don't know where we would put it. Maybe right over here. Okay, and we'll name it Apple of My Eye, which is very cliche, but it should be worth it. All right, and now we are actually going to send Andrea over to Town Hall, and we're going to have her register as a painter, and that will be like her part-time job, I hope. That will hopefully count. So City Hall, and then register as self-employed, and we'll have her... Where's painter? There it is. So she's going to register as a self-employed painter, and then we might have it so she'll start making paintings so she can sell them to afford the fee for having her art teacher. And I wish there was some sort of cool boost we could give her. I can't remember what kind of boost I said we would have with the art teacher. She's already like a fast learner, but I wish there were some sort of really cool boost we could have so that when Christina, her art teacher, goes over to the Prism studio with her, it would be like, you know, in Sims 4 where you can put an emitter in a room, and the emitter being in a room can affect their emotions or can affect how fast they learn skills. I wish we could do that for just having like Christina nearby, or do mentoring. That would be really cool. All right, and did the food just go bad? It just went bad. All right, so let's go ahead, eat some leftover. I think Emma's just going to eat some leftover cake. She may find some comfort in food in this very trying, tough time. And I haven't forgotten about the stray animals. I think Terry's going to be a little bit frustrated and want to really work hard at making the best out of, like, push himself physically, and making the best out of the farm, and making the best out of his pet rescue, at really showing everyone that the Radcliffe Dearly family is one of high repute, even if they have kind of had to hold their own as teenagers for so long. So I think especially as he comes closer and closer to adulthood, he'll start becoming bolder. He might have club meetings. We might make some sort of interesting club group. I wonder, can you make like social groups? I'm still learning all these years later. I've only been playing for about 2 years actively, The Sims 3, but we'll try making like some sort of, where's your phone again, sir? I can never remember. Call everybody home, throw parties, social networking. We'll see, check social groups. We'll see if we can set some sort of like group thing so we can call different groups to have like a party over here, and it can be like the dog kennel people, and they all come to talk and compare dogs and be a little bit hoity-toity. And there's a wild horse. If only we were over there. Rye, you could have a friend. Where are you, Rye? He's playing. He's off to nuzzle this beautiful horse. Really? Rye, I didn't see that coming. I want to add this horse into the family. That would be so cool. Do you have a bit of a relationship with this horse, Rye? Should I know about this? Are you being rejected? Oh, rejected. Sorry, Rye. So Rye was just rejected. And then we're going to have Andrea go ahead and sign up as a painter. So we're way over here at Town Hall, which needs to load in. And Andrea just signed up as a painter. And I wonder if there's anything else. Yeah, I just think Andrea would probably start feeling kind of numb about life, and not really or like really, she would feel numb except when she was painting. So let's go ahead and visit the Once Upon a Child consignment store just to see what's over there. And Nissa's like freaking out, and now she's gonna be a painter. Oh my gosh, the consignment store lady is pregnant again. Shanalon, I didn't know you were expecting yet again. She was expecting last time we came with Roger, like eons ago. All right, let's go see if there's something worth buying from the consignment store just for a second. Maybe we'll look for like artistic inspiration is what Andrea is looking for. And also maybe something for Emma, because she knows Emma is really, really sad. And maybe something for the dogs. Who knows? You never know what's going to be at the consignment store. But yeah, a bit of a sad episode. I'm sorry, you guys, but we're sort of setting the tone for a lot of very... Alicia's here. Oh gosh, and Bridget, their old nanny, is having a relationship with Michelle Gonzalez. All right, so let's see. There's some paintings we could study. Hug a hedgehog. I guess we could grab that and give that as a gift to... Oh, let's give her martial arts one, wax on philosophic. Let's give that just as a gift of Emma thinking, oh, this might be good for her, because that's great for discipline sims. They're better at martial arts than others. So this might start the idea that Emma wants to go and like study martial arts or study like other cultures and learn how they handle everything and try to unravel the mystery of the family. I think that would be interesting. I'm kind of tempted to grab this and say maybe Andrea like sipping a little bit of nectar now and then. I'm not sure if like younger Sims are supposed to sip nectar, but I could see her doing that as kind of like the artist persona and trying to dull/extreme those emotions. So, and plus it is just nectar. It's Sims, you know what I mean? Ballerina music box, gold, music box with ninja. We'll say it's like a really cool music box with like a really cool assassin ninja female who changes from a really fancy like court kimono outfit into like cha, and now I'm a ninja. So we'll say that's what that is, and we'll give it to her younger sister. Gardening Volume 3, Gardening to Riches, pretty sure we have that. Cooking Volume 3, Yummy and Delicious, pretty sure we have that. Little Soldier Boy incense holder. Wow, there's a lot of like stuff. We'll just go ahead. Invention, magical gnome of sculpting, a time machine. A time machine. That would make some things very interesting. Huh. I'm gonna buy it. But you guys, this time machine, take note that we have it and we might do something fun with it in the future. But this is not part of the collection of random things that our Andrea is bringing home. We're going to say that's just something that they're going to find unexpectedly. Also, we're going to go ahead and let's purchase this medium painting. Maybe let's purchase this large painting, and we'll say it's because she wants to like get inspiration. But yeah, don't take the time machine thing too seriously, and we need to go home and see what that like large painting oh, we have the painting Lyra made. Oh, my heart. And then artist Olivia West made the painting that we just got with Andrea. But yeah, just remember about the time machine. I've never tried messing with the time machine, but that would be a very interesting thing for maybe a daredevil to do, to try to turn back time. Oh my gosh, it was a bit of a waste. So yeah, that was Andrea trying to study other painters, and she quickly learned it wasn't worth her time. But yeah, okay. See, she doesn't even have the time machine in her inventory. So that might be interesting because we still have Terry. I think he's going to start being a little bit bolder, probably a better business person, but also bolder and more daredevil-y with things like diving into that hole, that mysterious hole that he needs athletic points for. He might start doing things to build up those athletic points so he can be better at the ranch, and he can be a better adventurer because he feels like he needs to be bolder, and maybe that could have kept his sister here. And then this time machine. Now, this would be very, very interesting if one of our Sims, maybe Terry, maybe Emma, happened to stumble upon this, maybe in a abandoned little warehouse that they might come to own up the street, and to step inside and to see what could happen to them in there. There's a lot of things that could happen. It's not like time travel in Back to the Future, or Back to the Future. You know what I mean? It's not like time travel in The Sims, into the future, but I could see them maybe coming up here and there being a time machine like just hidden somewhere in the lot here. Oh, there's holes dug into the ground over here. I could definitely see them stumbling on something, or maybe even in like an old barn that they walk into, there being a time machine tucked back there and something happening. So maybe nothing will happen. Maybe it'll just be like a fun random thing to play with because it's basically just a rabbit hole that you can jump down and get random items. But that would be kind of fun. Also, go away thing that's just hanging there. There we go. All right, that's gone now. And yeah, so there's a lot of different stories, a lot of plots, and mostly we're just gonna have to see where the Sims decide to take things from here. So we've got a little bit of sorrow, we've got a lot of goals, we've got a clear into the season, and we have at least 2 or 3 different kinds of adventures that we can run alongside the 101 Dalmatians adventures. So let me know what you guys would be most interested in. Lunar Lakes, which I have never played, I don't even own it yet, but I would get it for the sake of Lyra, where we would have Lyra having to develop a relationship and skills with her mother on an alien space planet and having to adjust to life with them. Or would you like to see Meredith moving into the big city, taking Tobias and Vinegar with her, and trying to make it as a director and an actor, and seeing whether or not her parents would ever chase her back down, or if any of her family members would be able to catch up with her once she starts making it on the big screen? Or Emma, of course, who we definitely will be following Emma when she becomes a teenager and starts exploring the world outside, the bigger, wider world, trying to unravel the mystery of not only what happened to her parents, but all of the other disciplined thoughts and the way to kind of manage life in a healthy manner. And that is her world-renowned surgeon desire. So there's a lot going on. She kind of wants to learn the logical studies, learn how the mind develops, learn the pathway through healing, from a worldwide perspective. So Emma's got quite the very serious head on her shoulder. She reminds me a lot of her mom in so many ways too, and I do want her to develop a relationship with Perdita. Speaking of relationships with the dogs, hang in there, Nissa. As soon as Terry finishes taking out his aggression on upgrading all of these these sprinklers, then we will finish training Nissa and we will have her breed up with Basil and hopefully have some adorable space babies. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.